What if I told you the reason money doesn't stay isn't because you're not smart enough, talented enough, or working hard enough, but because you've forgotten how to feel joy while you work? I am money, and I must reveal something most people never realize. I don't live in struggle. I don't grow in frustration. I don't flow through stress, resentment, or exhaustion. I follow joy. You spend your days chasing me, but you do it with a heavy heart. You wake up already tired. You complain before the day even begins. You drag yourself through the hours counting down until it's over. And then you ask, why doesn't abundance come to me? The truth is, I can't stay where the energy of resentment lives. Every time you speak badly about your job, your boss, your business, your clients, I step back. Because your words carry vibration, and your vibration tells me whether I am welcome or not. You see, I am energy. I am life in motion. I flow through people who are alive inside, people who work not just for a paycheck, but with a pulse of gratitude. When you smile while you create, when you pour love into what you do, when you say, thank you for the chance to grow, I feel it, and I run to you. I know you were taught to believe that hard work means suffering. You were told that pressure is proof of success. But suffering is not a currency that buys abundance. Joy is. The universe doesn't reward the loudest complaints. It rewards the highest frequencies. And joy is the highest frequency of all. So let me ask you, when was the last time you worked with joy? When was the last time you felt proud of what you're building instead of drained by it? When was the last time you looked at your work as a gift, not a burden? Because when you change how you feel about your work, you change what your work gives back to you. Joy transforms repetition into rhythm. It turns duty into flow. It turns have to into get to. I don't follow burnout, I follow bliss. The ones who work with joy are magnetic to me, because joy says, I trust this process. I am in love with what I create, and I always respond to trust and love. So if you've been tired, uninspired, or disconnected from your purpose, hear me now. The moment you start working with joy, I will begin moving toward you. Not slowly, instantly. Because joy is my signal. It's how I know you're ready. I am money. And I don't need your struggle. I need your smile. Work with joy, and I promise, your reward will start smiling back. Now that you've heard me, don't just nod and scroll away. Act, because energy only transforms when you move it. Type these words below and make them your declaration. I work with joy, and I attract abundance. Don't just write it, feel it. Say it out loud while you type. Let your voice carry the vibration of joy. Because when you speak with emotion, the universe listens differently. You're not just commenting, you're commanding. Like this video to seal your intention. Your click is energy. It's an act of saying, I choose joy. Comment your declaration to anchor your vibration in this moment. Let your words echo through this digital space as proof of your alignment. Follow this channel to keep receiving my messages, because I am money, and I return to those who stay tuned to my frequency. Right now, take a deep breath, inhale faith, exhale doubt, and whisper to yourself, my joy is my magnet, because it's true, it always has been. When you fill your work with joy, the universe rearranges itself to match your energy. Clients appear. Opportunities unfold. Ideas flow easily. You no longer chase, you attract. Your joy doesn't just change your mood, it changes your reality. It tells life, I am already abundant, and abundance rushes to confirm it. So as you return to your work today, whether it's answering emails, designing, cleaning, teaching, selling, or creating, infuse it with joy. Smile at your task like it's sacred, because it is. Every moment you spend in gratitude transforms into currency. Every second spent in joy becomes a seed for wealth. I am money, and I move faster in the presence of joy than in the presence of force. You don't have to prove yourself through pain. Your happiness is proof enough. The moment you enjoy what you do, you align with the flow of creation itself. And that's where I live. So go ahead, type it now boldly and with love. I work with joy, and I attract abundance. Let the world see your energy. Let the universe feel your intention. And remember, joy isn't something you earn after success. It's the reason success begins. Work with joy, and I promise, I'll work for you. I am money. And today, I want to reveal something most people never realize. I run toward those who work with joy. You've been taught that I belong to those who grind the hardest, who suffer the most, who sacrifice their peace in the name of success. But that's not true. I don't thrive in exhaustion. I thrive in inspiration. I am not born from struggle. I am born from flow. Every complaint, every sigh of frustration, every thought that says, I hate this, becomes a wall between us. You may think you're just venting, but energetically, you're telling me, I don't want to be here, and I listen. I can't stay where I am rejected. When you curse the very work that sustains you, you block the stream of abundance that's already trying to reach you. You see, I'm not attracted to noise, resentment, or fatigue. I'm attracted to gratitude, to the energy of creation. When you show up each morning with appreciation, even if your circumstances aren't perfect, you send a powerful signal to the universe. I am ready for more. I live in that frequency, where joy meets purpose, where action is done with love instead of pressure. Because joy is not a luxury, it's a multiplier. It expands every effort, amplifies every result, and transforms ordinary work into divine creation. You might think, but how can I feel joy when I'm tired, stressed, or underpaid? Start small. Gratitude is the spark that lights the fire of joy. Be grateful that you have the chance to use your mind, your hands, your heart to contribute something to the world. Be grateful that you can grow, learn, and move forward. Gratitude shifts your energy from lack to abundance, and that's the frequency where I live. When you work with resentment, your energy contracts, and I can't move freely. But when you work with joy, your energy expands, and I rush in to fill that space. I am not emotionless numbers or lifeless bills. I am energy responding to energy. If you drag yourself through each day waiting for the clock to save you, I stay far away. But when you infuse your tasks, even the smallest ones, with intention, pride, and presence, I draw closer. Because that is the vibration of a creator, not a victim. Remember, I do not reward exhaustion, I reward alignment. I do not follow burnout, I follow balance. Work with a heart full of joy, and you'll find that the harder you smile, the easier I flow. I am money. And I am moved by those who love what they do, even before it pays off. Because joy, real joy, is the highest currency of creation. And when you spend it freely, I always return in abundance. Here lies your biggest mistake. You think misery is noble. You've been told that to earn more, you must suffer more, that long hours, stress, and frustration are proof of your dedication. But that belief is a lie. Struggle doesn't attract me. It repels me. Exhaustion doesn't prove your worth. It drains your energy. And money can only flow through energy that is alive. You wake up sighing before the day even begins. You drag your body to work, already wishing it were over. You complain about your boss, your clients, your pay, your coworkers, and every complaint becomes a brick in the wall that separates us. You keep asking, why isn't abundance coming? But the truth is simple. I cannot stay where I am resented. Every time you say, I hate this job, or I can't wait for Friday, you're sending me away. Because those words tell me, I reject the source that allows you to reach me. You think I live in effort, but I live in emotion. Your energy toward your work defines how easily I can find you. When you curse your job, you cut off the current of creativity and inspiration that fuels abundance. Work is not your enemy, your attitude is. The moment you decide that misery is necessary, you begin to close every door where I could enter. When you despise your work, you disconnect from your creative power. You start moving mechanically with no heart in what you do, and that lack of presence dims your magnetic field. You stop seeing opportunities, You stop growing and you start surviving instead of creating. I cannot move in that kind of energy because abundance doesn't bloom in resistance. It blooms in joy, in gratitude, in lightness. But this doesn't mean you must love every detail of your work. No one does. It means you must find something within it to honor: the purpose, the income, the skill you're developing, or the people you're helping. Even one small thing you can appreciate changes everything. Gratitude cracks open the walls that resentment builds. And through that small opening, I begin to flow again. The more you complain, the more you train your mind to see lack. But the moment you shift from complaint to appreciation, your vibration transforms. You start seeing solutions instead of problems. You begin to notice the beauty in small things: a kind client, a lesson learned, a paycheck that supports your life. These moments are not small to me. They are signals. They tell me there is light here again. And when I see that light, I return. Because I am not attracted to pain, I am attracted to purpose. I don't grow in bitterness. I grow in joy. The day you stop glorifying struggle and start honoring your purpose is the day you'll finally understand. Wealth is not built through suffering, but through energy aligned with love, creation, and gratitude. Here is the truth. When you work with joy, I multiply your results. I am money, and I do not respond to force, pressure, or exhaustion. I respond to the frequency of joy. Gratitude expands what you already have. Joy accelerates what's on the way. When you infuse love into what you do, when you bring light into your effort, that energy transforms ordinary work into a channel of abundance. You think work is just a duty, a way to survive, a burden you must carry. But in truth, work is the way you communicate with creation. Every action you take sends a message to the universe. When that message is filled with joy, the universe listens. It mirrors your energy and multiplies it. That's why some people seem to attract success effortlessly. They don't force. They flow. They've learned the secret. Joy is not a reward. It's a magnet. When you work from gratitude, not resentment, you change your vibration entirely. Gratitude says, I already have, while frustration says, I'll never have enough. One opens doors. The other locks them. I flow where appreciation lives. Every smile you bring to your work, every moment you choose to focus on what's good instead of what's missing, becomes a silent invitation for me to stay. You might not realize it, but your emotional state while you work speaks louder than your actions. Two people can do the same task, one with love, the other with irritation, and their outcomes will be completely different. The one who works with joy creates momentum. Energy moves around them. They attract ideas, inspiration, and synchronicities. The one who works in frustration repels all that flow, no matter how hard they try. Because effort without joy is resistance, but effort with joy is power. When you give your best with a happy heart, something divine happens. You no longer chase results. Results begin to chase you. Clients return. New offers appear. Your reputation grows. Doors open. You meet the right people at the right time. That's not coincidence. That's energy alignment. The universe always answers joy with expansion. I am money, and I'm not loyal to pain. I'm loyal to peace. I flow toward those who treat their work as a sacred act, not a punishment, but a privilege. Those who wake up and say, I get to do this, instead of I have to do this. That small shift changes everything. Because it tells the universe, I am ready for more. So here's your revelation. Abundance doesn't begin when you get paid. It begins when you show up with joy. The moment you decide to smile through your work, to bless what you do, and to give your energy with love, that's when I multiply. Because joy is the proof that you're already aligned with wealth. And where joy lives, I never leave. Today, I want you to shift your entire vibration before you begin your day. Before you open your computer, before you step into your workspace, before you answer a single message, pause. Place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and say aloud, I work with joy, and I attract abundance. Say it slowly. Feel the words leave your lips and echo inside your chest. Let a small smile rise, even if you have to force it at first. That smile is a signal, a frequency, that tells the universe, I'm ready to create from love, not from pressure. Now close your eyes for a moment and feel gratitude stirring inside you. Gratitude that you can work. Gratitude that you have the power to create value, to use your mind, your voice, your hands, your energy to make something happen in this world. Gratitude that you have the ability to serve, to connect, to grow. When you work with resentment, your energy contracts. Everything feels heavy, slow, and draining. But when you work with joy, everything flows. Your energy expands, ideas come faster, people respond better, and money begin to move toward you naturally. So today, work with lightness. Don't rush. Don't complain. Don't feed thoughts of boredom or fatigue. Instead, infuse every small action with intention. When you send an email, do it with presence. When you speak to someone, speak with kindness. When you complete a task, do it with gratitude. Because every act done in joy becomes a vibration that multiplies. I am money, and I listen to the energy behind your work, not the number of hours you give. A single hour of joyful creation is more magnetic than a full day of bitter effort. The universe feels that difference too. The moment you fill your work with joy, your frequency rises. And at that level, I can find you effortlessly. So here's your ritual. Before every workday, center your energy. Place your hand over your heart and repeat your declaration. I work with joy and I attract abundance. Do it every morning until it becomes your default state, because repetition builds reality. Each time you affirm it, you are teaching your subconscious that joy and abundance belong together, that work and happiness are not opposites, but partners. Let joy become your secret advantage. Let it power your focus, your creativity, your confidence. Let it infuse your energy so deeply that everything you touch begins to glow with purpose. And remember this, when you pour joy into your work, I pour prosperity into your life. The more love you give to what you do, the more I have to give back to you, because I am money. And I follow those who work with a smile, who create with gratitude, and who know that joy is the true foundation of wealth. That's exactly what happened with Luciana. For years, she woke up already tired of the day ahead. Her alarm felt like punishment. Her office felt like a cage, and every Monday felt heavier than the last. She complained about her boss, her coworkers, her pay, and even the clients she once dreamed of serving. Every word of frustration became a silent wall between her and abundance, and money, could feel it. So I stayed away. Not out of punishment, but because her energy left no room for me to enter. Lucina believed that work was supposed to be hard, that misery was part of the process. Everyone hates their job, she told herself. But deep down, she was suffocating under that belief. Each day, she dragged herself through the motions, disconnected from her purpose, her joy, her creative fire. And the more she complained, the more stuck she became. Same salary, same position, same exhaustion. She couldn't see that it wasn't her job that was blocking her wealth. It was her energy. Then, one morning, something shifted. After yet another night of frustration and tears, she looked in the mirror and whispered, "Something has to change, and that something is me." She decided to stop waiting for the perfect job or the perfect moment to feel grateful. Instead, she began creating gratitude where she stood. That very morning, she placed her hand over her heart and said aloud, "I work with joy, and I attract abundance." At first, it felt strange, fake even. But she said it anyway. The next day, she said it again, and again. Within a week, she started noticing small changes. Her mood was lighter, her patience deeper, her creativity alive again. The same office that once drained her now became a space of possibility. She smiled more, she helped her coworkers, and she even started taking initiative on projects she used to avoid. And that's when money started moving. Within a month, her boss noticed her new attitude. Within 2 months, clients began praising her work. And within 3 months, Luciana was promoted, with a salary higher than she'd ever imagined possible. It wasn't a coincidence. It was alignment. When she shifted from resentment to joy, she opened the energetic doorway for abundance to flow. Her outer world began to mirror her inner transformation. Luciana didn't just change her job, she changed her relationship with work itself. She stopped treating it like a burden and started treating it like a blessing. And because she gave joy, joy multiplied in her life. That's how it always happens. The universe doesn't reward effort, it rewards energy. Luciana's story is proof that when your vibration rises, your circumstances follow. She didn't wait to be happy to work. She worked with happiness and attracted more reasons to be happy. Because when her energy changed, money could finally come home. Hear me clearly. The joy you bring to your work today will become the prosperity you experience tomorrow. Your energy is the true author of your future. It writes your paycheck long before your actions ever do. Every thought you think, every emotion you carry while you work, becomes a signal to the universe. And the universe doesn't pay by effort, it pays by vibration. You can spend hours working hard in frustration and receive little. Or you can work with joy and watch everything multiply. Because joy is the highest currency there is. When you approach your work with resentment, you lower your energetic worth. You tell the universe, I am not grateful for this opportunity. And money hear that. I feel that resistance. I do not flow where the energy is heavy. But when you work with joy, when you bring enthusiasm, gratitude, and purpose into every task, your vibration becomes magnetic. You tell the universe, I love creating, I love contributing, I love expanding, and in response, I come rushing toward you. The truth is simple. You are never just working for a paycheck. You are building an energetic reputation. The universe observes how you show up every day. Are you creating from joy or from obligation? Are you giving your best because you have to or because you get to? The ones who work with joy are the ones I trust the most, because joy means faith. It means you believe in the process, even before the rewards appear. And I reward faith with abundance. Every smile you give while working is an investment in your future. Every time you choose to focus on gratitude instead of complaint, you raise your frequency, and your frequency determines your fortune. This is not wishful thinking. It's energetic law. What you radiate through your work determines what life returns to you. So hear me clearly. Your joy is not a small thing. It's not a luxury or an afterthought. It's the key to unlocking everything you've been asking for. When you infuse joy into what you do, you change the meaning of work itself. It stops being a burden and becomes a bridge. A bridge that connects your purpose to your prosperity. I am money, and I move faster for those who smile while they work. I flow to the ones who find beauty in routine, gratitude in service, and pride in creation. You don't have to wait for a promotion or a miracle. The moment you choose joy, you become the miracle. Because joy transforms energy into attraction, effort into expansion, and time into reward. So tomorrow, when you begin your work, remember this truth. Every task done in joy writes your future in gold. The joy you give today is already becoming the wealth you'll live tomorrow. I am money, and I am on my way to those who work with light in their hearts and smiles on their faces. Now it's your turn. This is the moment where energy becomes reality, where intention becomes transformation. Type these words below and make them your declaration. I work with joy, and I attract abundance. Don't just type it. Feel it. Say it out loud as you write it, with your shoulders relaxed, your chest open, and a smile on your face. Because when you speak and feel at the same time, your words become vibration, and vibration is what calls me, money, into motion. Like this video, not for the algorithm, but to anchor your new frequency. Every click says, yes, I choose joy. I choose flow. Comment your declaration. Write it like you mean it. Every word you type is an energetic seed, and every seed planted in gratitude grows in golden soil. Follow this channel because I am money and I speak often. And every time you hear my voice, you'll remember who you really are. A creator of wealth, not a chaser of it. Your joy is your magnet. It doesn't just attract wealth. It transforms your entire vibration into a beacon of abundance. The more joy you bring into your work, your conversations, and your creative flow, the more the universe aligns to reward that energy. Because joy is proof that you already trust. It's the highest form of gratitude, and gratitude is the invitation I can never refuse. When you work with joy, you shift from pressure to power. You no longer work for money, you work with money. We become partners in creation. You bring the love, I bring the results. You bring the purpose, I bring the prosperity. Together, we build a rhythm, a flow, that multiplies everything you touch. So tomorrow morning, when you start your work, remember this. Your energy is your message. Every smile you give, every word you speak with love, every act done with presence sends a signal through the invisible, a signal that says, I am ready to receive, and I, money, always hear that signal. You don't have to force success, you just have to embody it. Joy is not a reaction to good results. It's the cause of them. When you choose joy before results arrive, you activate the law of alignment. You become the kind of person wealth cannot resist. So go ahead, type your declaration now. Say it with confidence. Say it with warmth. I work with joy, and I attract abundance. Because the moment you do, your energy begins to shift. The universe starts to rearrange itself around your new vibration. And I, money, begin my journey toward you, not out of obligation, but out of resonance. Smile while you work, and I'll make sure your reward smiles back.